I used to think that toxic people were fearless, like they thrived on chaos and could handle anything without blinking. For the longest time, I believed that their power came from facing conflict head-on, being loud, aggressive, or manipulative. If someone told me that what truly frightened toxic people were silent behaviors, quiet things nobody usually notices, I wouldn't have believed it. But the truth is, these silent behaviors are emotional intelligence secrets that disarm even the most toxic personalities without a word spoken. If you want to protect your peace, gain emotional freedom, and start seeing toxic people lose their grip on you, stick with me, because these 7 silent behaviors changed everything for me, and they can change your life too. 1. The power of calm detachment. I used to think that when toxic people pushed my buttons, ignoring them or keeping quiet meant I was weak, or that I was letting them win. For years, I'd jump into arguments, trying to defend myself and prove my point, only to feel drained and more entangled in their drama. The moment that changed everything was when I realized that toxic people actually fear calm detachment more than any confrontation. When I stopped giving them emotional reactions, they lost interest and got confused. It's like a child throwing a tantrum and no one paying attention. Eventually, the tantrum stops because it stops serving its purpose. At first, I resisted this silence because I thought it made me passive or small, but it actually made me feel more powerful and in control. Try this now. Next time someone tries to provoke you, pause, take a breath, and respond with calm silence rather than words. You don't have to explain yourself or justify your calm. This silent power will reduce their fuel, their drama, and help you build emotional armor quickly. 2. Consistent boundaries without explanations. I used to explain everything 100 times over: why I couldn't meet up, why I needed space, why I wasn't available. Toxic people would debate, guilt trip, or twist my words until I felt mentally exhausted. But the breakthrough came when I started setting boundaries with a simple no, without giving reasons or apologies. Saying no calmly and consistently, then walking away, terrified toxic people because they crave control and justification. When they can't manipulate your reasons or bait you into a debate, their power slips away. At first, this felt cold and even rude to me because I come from a place of wanting connection and kindness. But I learned that self-respect is kindness to yourself. Start small. Practice saying no today. No explanations, just a firm decision. You'll feel lighter immediately. And toxic people will hesitate because they don't understand your quiet firmness. 3. Selective invisibility on social media and in social circles. I used to post everything about my life, respond to every comment, and engage in every conversation online. It felt like I had to constantly prove my worth and defend myself in public spaces. Thankfully, I noticed that toxic people are terrified when you become selectively invisible to them. They have no way to attack or manipulate you when you remove their access. I started muting, unfollowing, and disappearing from their radar quietly, and the result was mind-blowing. I gained back my energy and felt a sense of peace I hadn't known for years. The crazy part is that toxic people will try to reel you back in, but you don't owe anyone your presence or explanation. Try this for 1 week. Quietly step back from toxic people's online lives, mute or block them, and watch how they scramble for attention. More importantly, feel your confidence grow with every silent retreat. 4. Unshakable self-validation. For the longest time, I looked for approval everywhere, from toxic friends, family, even strangers. If they rejected or criticized me, I spiraled emotionally. I didn't realize toxic people are terrified when you rely only on your own validation, because they lose the power to cut you down with words or silence. The moment I started practicing silent self-validation, reminding myself that I am enough, that my worth isn't dependent on anyone else, everything shifted. The result is feeling grounded like a tree with deep roots during a storm. Toxic people's need to belittle or control me just bounced off. Try this now. Every morning, silently affirm your value. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am enough without any qualifiers. This inner strength makes you an emotional fortress that toxic people simply can't penetrate. 5. Emotional neutrality during provocations. I used to get triggered instantly, heart pounding, face hot, voice loud. Toxic people used this against me like a weapon, pushing my buttons to get a reaction that made me look unstable. Everything changed when I started practicing emotional neutrality, feeling the emotion but not reacting or showing it. It's like watching a storm from inside a sturdy house. The chaos is visible, but inside you're safe and quiet. At first it wasn't easy. I had to catch myself mid-reaction and breathe deeply. But over time, toxic people's attempts to provoke me fell flat. They were scared of the quiet calm that replaced my usual fiery responses. You can start this today by consciously pausing 3 seconds before responding to any toxic provocation and choosing silence or a calm, neutral statement. This silent control rewires your brain and weakens toxic people's grip on your emotions. 6. Graceful disengagement without drama. I used to think I had to explain, justify, or even argue when ending relationships with toxic people. This dragged me into endless battles with guilt and confusion. The moment that changed everything was when I learned to disengage silently. No drama, no accusations, just a purposeful step back and letting go. Toxic people fear this grace because it leaves them with no emotional bait and no chance to pull you back into their web. It's like swiftly closing a door behind you before they know it's closed. The result was freedom, a massive emotional weight lifted off my shoulders. Try this now. When you know a person or situation is toxic, plan a silent exit strategy. Stop engaging, stop explaining, and let your absence speak volumes. The peace that comes from quiet closure is incredible and frightening to toxic people. 7. Quiet self-improvement without bragging or need for recognition. I struggled for years trying to prove my growth or progress to toxic people, hoping they'd notice and change their behavior towards me. The truth is, toxic people dread silent growth because it makes their criticism powerless and their control obsolete. When I started working on myself quietly, reading, journaling, learning new skills, without announcing it, I grew stronger internally and externally. The crazy part is they would often react with confusion or anger because they couldn't pull me back into toxicity. That silent personal evolution is a secret weapon. Try this now. Pick one small habit that builds your emotional intelligence or well-being and commit to it for 2 weeks without telling anyone. Let your transformation happen quietly and watch how toxic people shrink in your newfound light. Here's the thing. These 7 silent behaviors aren't about hiding your power or pretending everything's fine. They're about protecting your peace by mastering emotional intelligence in ways toxic people don't expect. The result isn't just survival, it's thriving in your own space, free from manipulation and emotional chaos. More importantly, you're reclaiming your emotional freedom one silent behavior at a time. Choose what resonates most with you and try it out today. Trust me, nothing feels as powerful as knowing you're unshakable from the inside out. Now I want to hear from you. Which silent behavior are you going to try first? Drop a comment and share your experience. If you found this helpful, hit like. And don't forget to subscribe for more emotional intelligence secrets that protect your heart and mind.